Hey, it's movie night again. Now, I want to talk about one of my favorite movies, 2001: A Space Odyssey. Um, yeah, this is this is really old for someone like me, but you know, movies for me are timeless. I don't care how old the movie is. So, that's me. So, 2001. I don't really have that much to say about it, but it's a really strange movie. Um, it's a lot of there's no real point of the movie. It's just like it's really what the viewer's watching, because the basic thing of the movie is the opening is in prehistoric times when uh, people were still apes, and there's a lot of spoilers in this, but um, the apes, they're, from what you can get, they're fighting over like control of water, and you're following the story of the weaker tribe. And the tribe, when they wake up in the morning, they find this big black um, domino, whatever. It's like a block, and when they look at it, apparently it triggers something that makes them discover how to use tools and discover weapons and all that. And um, and then after that, it skips into the future where people are on a people are trying to do an expedition to Jupiter, first time, and before that they were trying to figure out what was wrong with the moon. There was like a certain overly magnetic area of the moon, and yeah, I mean, I'm not making much sense here if you haven't seen the movie, but that's the movie. There's no real story. It's really just about emotions and feelings and what you can interpret from the images. Like it's like a one big Rorschach. You're not supposed. No one has their same interpretation. Like my interpretation of the movie, the block, the block is there because it's the symbol for the spark that that makes people it's the spark that started the whole chain where man apes turn into men or humans. Yeah, because without that uh, monolith, there you go. Without that monolith, they wouldn't have thought of to make the tools, and without that thought, they wouldn't they wouldn't progress into humans today. And then when they find the monolith, when they're all like advanced now, and they don't treat it as like a sort of like how the apes treated it with a wonder, and instead like what they did, because in the movie they do find one on the moon. That's why there was a problem on the moon. The humans, they sort of just take a photo with it. Like they don't really do anything. They're not excited by it. They're kind of just like, ah. And I don't know. There's kind of symbol in that where like, we've gotten so proud of our achievements that we feel like we can't keep going anymore. We can't keep changing it up. That's my interpretation. And like, and in the end, when they go through the Stargate sequence, that's what they call it, the Stargate sequence, which is like 20 minutes of just random bizarro images that like if you saw it high you would just go like, what is this? When I saw it, I thought it was high. Like I had to stop the movie and check if I was like watching the right movie, because it's just a total sequence of just random images, and then when you get to the end, nothing is, it doesn't still add up. He's in a room and like he's aging, and I think how it's supposed to be interpreted is that like he went through he went to he went through this like sort of punishment he's taking for like not treating the monolith as the apes did, and um he he dies. I mean, they age him to death, but at the very end, he's reaching toward the monolith. So that kind of, I think that's him trying to apologize for his actions. So he gets reborn into the Star Child. That's my interpretation. Like, the ending, it's a happy ending because he learned his mistakes. Like he learned humanity's mistakes and he wants to make up for it. That's why he's staring down on the earth, because he wants to look over the earth. You know, look over it. You know, that's what I think. So, yeah. And it's a really good movie for you to think on. Like when you watch it, it just makes you think. That's what this kind of movie is. That's why I like it. And I know a lot of people don't like it. They kind of just want a movie where it's just like plot and they watch a bunch of characters. They don't really want to get into the movie. They want the movie to think for itself, so we can watch it. I don't know. I like this movie, and I usually don't like art house films, because that's the point of an art house film. It makes you think. When done right, it will make you think about its images. But when done wrong, like Jerry, well, the whole Death trilogy by Gus Van Sant, and frickin' like Wavelength. I sat through Wavelength, and yeah, I mean, when it's done wrong, it just comes off as pretentious. But when done right, it's beautiful. That's what I'm trying to get at. I love this movie. It's one of my favorites.